What is going on, guys? It's been a minute. It's been about 3 weeks since my last video. We have started school back up, like I've said in a billion videos. I'm a band director, and so my time is taken up a lot, especially here at the beginning of school, getting ready for football season and marching band season. So it's just been crazy. We've been gearing up all the beginners and things like that. And so time has been very scarce, and I haven't had enough time to do this. But here I am. I really miss you guys, and I miss the interactions. And so I wanted to make a video kind of showcasing a few things that I have. I've shown you some of these things, but I wanted to go ahead and show them again and kind of talk about, because yesterday, this is the 17th, August 17th, and yesterday, on Saturday, August 16th, that was the anniversary of the death of Babe Ruth. And everybody knows the name Babe Ruth. People, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they'll say a lot of people may not know who a lot of these baseball guys are, but everybody knows the name Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson. And I think that there's a lot of truth to that. So, he just is a guy that transcends, and it's almost been 80 years since he passed. And so he was young when he passed, and it was kind of a pretty tragic deal. He got pretty sick, but I just wanted to show you an item, and I've shown it, like I said, I've shown it before. I just thought it might be cool to kind of show it again here on the anniversary. And in 1948, June of 1948, he visited Yankee Stadium, which would be the last time he ever visited Yankee Stadium. And he wasn't doing well. He had lost a lot of weight, didn't look good. And this is a story told by Eddie Robinson on his podcast that he did several years ago called The Golden Age of Baseball with Eddie Robinson. And he said, he was on the Indians at the time, and the Yankees were playing the Indians that day. And Babe Ruth was dressing out in the visiting locker room. And the reason that he was doing that is because that used to be the home locker room, and he wanted to dress out in his old locker. Well, he was standing there, and he was having trouble getting around, and Eddie Robinson handed him a bat and said, "Here, take this bat." And it was an Indian bat. And so Babe Ruth used that bat, and that bat would become the famous bat from the picture where he's kind of staring off into right field. And someone snapped that photo of him leaning on the bat, using it as a cane. When he came back in, he signed the bat, gave it to Eddie, and Eddie used it in his restaurant, and then later sold it to somebody. And I just think that's a really cool story. Go back and listen to those podcasts. It's really neat. They're kind of short, and he's, in his 90s at the time when he's telling these stories, but a very cool story. Well, the next month, the Babe Ruth story, a movie about his life. It's kind of a fictitious movie. There are a lot of things in it that were done for cinema, but a movie about his life comes out. And so he leaves the hospital to go to the premiere, and they're saying he was 80 pounds down from his normal weight. He didn't look good. And so, but it was kind of later June, maybe later July, and he goes to this movie. And I just wanted to show you, this is kind of cool. I was at a flea market, and I've shown this before, not that long ago. I got it a couple months ago. I actually got it in June, which I didn't really know the timeline of when he went to the movie premiere, which was July. This was the last time he was seen out in public before he passed. Less than a month later, on August 16th, he was 53 years old, and he just didn't take care of himself, and that led to cancer and things like that. But this is a movie poster, a 1948 movie poster, and I have to be very careful with it. I was trying to read the pages it's attached to, and I think I detached those pages. So I have to be very, very careful with it. It's very brittle. So I got to keep it in here. I do want to frame it at some point, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. There's like kind of a little burn marking down here at the bottom that I just have to be careful with this thing. It's in decent shape, but it could very quickly not be. And so I love this. And it just made me think, reading about Babe Ruth and, the anniversary of his death yesterday, and that this was his last public appearance going to the premiere of this movie. I just thought it would be really cool to kind of show this. And it's very cool. It says, "The Babe, his life, fabulously exciting, his times, America's greatest era, his heartbreak, told for the first time, his triumphs while millions cheered, the Babe Ruth story. Here are these all-time hits, and it has Singing in the Rain, I'm Nobody's Baby, I Get All, and it's got some awesome Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And it says the laugh by laugh, tear by tear, cheer by cheer story of America's most beloved guy, the Babe. So very, very cool. I love this piece. I'm so glad that I found it and was able to pick it up. I wanted to show you a couple of other things. I don't have, listen, you guys know my story. I got a lot of cards from my mom and her collection from the 60s. I've been able to buy some cards. I've been able to recently buy kind of a bigger card for me anyway, and I absolutely love it. But there's a little subset of cards in the 62 set of Babe Ruth. It's called Babe Ruth Special. These were my mom's. This one right here, the greatest sports hero. There's Babe in the middle. They kind of have, some of them have stats and things like that on the back. This one has his pitching records. This is called Coaching for the Dodgers. I think there's 6 of these. I don't have the one with him and Gehrig, which I really want to get. Babe's batting record on the back of this one. His farewell speech. His record set by Ruth here on the back. I think this is a really cool subset. If you want to get, I know he's got a Fleer card, maybe a couple. I know he's got a Leaf card in there in 49. But go and check out these 62 little subset of Babe Ruth. They're pretty awesome. I think they're neat. I'm going to finish these. Like I said, these 3 were from my mom's collection. I'm going to get the other ones and finish that little subset because I really like them. That may be the only thing besides maybe that Fleer, they may be the only thing of Babe Ruth that I'm able to even ever afford. But I do have some Mantles, and I have some Mantles that I bought, and I have some Mantles that were my mom's as well. I wanted to show those off because I've never showed those off on my channel, shown those off on my channel before. So I wanted to show my Mickey Mantles. Now, if you guys don't know, there's no question about it. Mantle is the GOAT of the hobby when you talk about his cards from his 51 Bowman, his 52 Topps is just unbelievable, which it's not his rookie card. His 51 Bowman is. But he has his 51 Bowman, and then it goes on, and then he has a 1969 Topps. But they're all pretty expensive. You can get into some of the lesser known cards like his 64 Topps Giant, his 68 game card, the 58 All-Star card is a triple print. And so that one can be had for a little bit less, but they're all going to cost you, none of them are cheap, but relative to his other cards, those are cheaper cards. I have only one of those, and I have some of the other ones, but this is my earliest Mantle card. This is 61, and it is beat to heck, and I've shown this on my channel before. This was my mom's. This was my mom's earliest card in her collection, and I don't know where she got this one. She did not open this one from a pack, but it was hers when she was a kid, and it is just beat to heck, but that's okay. I love it. I still love it. I will never get another 61 Mantle because I don't need one. I've got this one, and to me, it's beautiful and it's super special. Another one that was my mom's is this 64, and I sent it off. I sent both of these off. This one graded a 4. I didn't know what it would grade. It did pretty well, and I'm pretty excited about that. But this was also my mom's. She did open this one from a pack. That was the first year. No, 63 was the first year that she was opening packs. I think. Might be 62. She had like 1 or 2 61s in there, and there were a bunch of 62, so I bet 62 was her first year. But anyway, this is 64 Mantle. I love this card. It's great that I have it, and it's great that it was hers. Here's the 67 team card. Mantle's in this one. I sent it off. It got a 5. I thought it might get a little higher than that, but I love it anyway. I mean, 5's great. I don't care about the grade, really. It does have some things over here. Makes some total sense. But, I get things slabbed more for preservation and continuity of my collection, and less for what is the grade and that sort of thing. I don't really care. I also have the 68. I bought this one myself, and I've told this story. I traded a trumpet for it. Well, okay. I needed this. I did the whole 68 set, and I needed this card. And so I had a trumpet that was worth quite a bit of money, and I found this card, and I really loved this card and wanted this one. And so I just sold that trumpet. That same day that I found this card, I decided I would sell the trumpet, sold it for the price of this card on purpose, use that money to turn around and buy this card. And so what's funny now is the school I'm now teaching at that I just moved to, the student who bought that trumpet is a junior there, and he's one of my trumpet players. And so he's still using that trumpet. And I have this baseball card, and I'm so excited about it. It was kind of one of those things, like, if a guy was there with that baseball card and I had that trumpet in my hand, and he's like, hey, if you give me that trumpet, I'll give you that card, I would have done it in a minute. And so I was able to help a student out by letting him buy a trumpet for pretty cheap, moved it in one day, and then bought this card. So pretty pumped about this one. This was the most expensive card I had bought until I bought my Mutual Rookie a few weeks ago. So very, very cool. Love that card. And then I did go back and get his 68 game card. This one I got pretty cheap because it was a 2.5, and man, it's sharp. I love it. Took me forever. One of those things where you have to like bend it and move it. And I don't know if I could ever even show you, but there's a small little, I would say a wrinkle like right here. The only reason I say wrinkle is because it doesn't go all the way through. It's just on the front surface. And that's the only thing that I could see would have made it a 2.5. And I love that card. And then my last mantle, I did have to buy this one as well. It has a pinhole in it, but it is my Superstars, 68 Superstars, Killebrew, Maze, and Mantle. What a fantastic card. I mean, I just love this multiplayer card. I said a long time ago that multiplayer cards and league leader cards are great ways to get Hall of Famers, and I stand by that. And this card is, now this card, if you want to get it in a decent or higher grade, it gets pretty pricey, but I love it. I love, love, love it. I got this one for really cheap because it's got that pinhole, and it maybe has a wrinkle or two kind of on the corners. The corners aren't great, but it's in really nice shape. I paid $30 for it. I was pretty pumped about it. Love this card. That's all I have for mantles. That's all I have for my non-playing days, Babe Ruth. But that poster did come out while he was still alive. He was at the premiere. That was his last public appearance. I just thought that was a kind of a neat connection to something that I have, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And then I want to also share with you, I have a friend who now I work with. He works in the same school district as me as an art teacher, and has been doing logos for me. I owned a DJ business for a long time. He's been doing logos for me for a long time, and he just did my logo, and I'm pumped. I love it. It's kind of got this little deal right here that I'm wearing on it, and he asked me for a card that I wanted represented in it, and I've talked about the Gibson Rookie. It's kind of a gold card of mine for so long, and it's a recognizable card from a good distance, and so I had him put that in there. And so here is that logo. Check it out. I love it. It's so great. And it's Go Crazy card collecting off of Jack Buck's call from Ozzie Smith in '85. And so I asked him if he could put me at kind of a desk, an old broadcaster's desk. And so he put me at an old broadcaster's desk and had me holding that card and put the logo on the front. So I can use that logo as is without the person. I can use me in there, just me in the logo, and I'll show that in just right here. Or I can do the whole thing, which is me, the logo, and the desk. So that's all I got. I just wanted to share some things with you guys and say hey and say I miss you. And I'm really loving the relationships that I've made through here. So many awesome relationships. A lot of the Missouri, St. Louis guys, some of the guys from further away, like Drew of Vintage Legacy and John 3D80's kid. Just, I love you guys, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this community, and so thankful to make some awesome friends who share the same interests that I do, at least with this. And so thanks a lot. Have a good one. Stay blessed, and go Cardinals. Gosh, we're terrible. We'll be back.